Tonight on Cronkite News, the Diamondbacks closed out the series against the Giants with an 8-2 win, but will they maintain their wild-card playoff spot?
Tonight on Cronkite News, the Dodgers return to Los Angeles and look to celebrate their World Series win over the Yankees.
Plus, the Arizona State baseball team suited up for their annual Halloween scrimmage, but not in their usual uniforms.
As the Yankees wonder where it all went wrong, the Dodgers look to toast to their accomplishments in this year's World Series. The Dodgers defeated the Yankees last night to steal Game 5 and win the World Series. This marks the 8th World Series title in Dodgers franchise history. The Dodgers trailed up until the 5th inning when they scored 5 runs. Freddie Freeman was voted World Series MVP after tying the World Series record of 12 RBI. Pitcher Walker Buehler struck out Alex Verdugo to end the game and send the Dodgers pouring onto the field. This morning, the celebrations continued in LA with words of encouragement from the mayor.
I look forward to seeing everyone out there tomorrow on what would have been Fernando Valenzuela's 64th birthday to celebrate our team and to celebrate our city. So that's what we do because we are a city of champions. Go Dodgers.
The Dodgers' comeback victory marks the 7th time in history that a team has won after trailing by 5 or more runs in a World Series game.
So what went wrong for the D-backs? At the end of August, the Snakes were 7 games up in the wild card standings and only 3 games behind the Dodgers for the division title, but they went 14-17 the rest of the way. In contrast, the Mets went 21-10, and the Braves also played winning ball down the stretch. The month of September made all the difference.
The Diamondbacks were relentless in their 14-4 win over the Rangers after getting out to an early lead. Arizona operated at a high level at home and had 13 extra base hits, which is a season high for the team. Merrill Kelly gave up only 1 hit through 3 innings, but the pitcher had to leave early with a cramp in his hamstring. The D-backs will have to keep an eye on that, but the sweep of the Rangers helps them in the standings.
Former Sun Devil Jaden Daniels tore up the competition last night in Cincinnati during Monday Night Football. Daniels led the Washington Commanders to a 38-31 victory over the Bengals. Daniels delivered a dominant performance, accounting for 254 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air and 39 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground. Daniels was nearly perfect passing last night with only 2 incompletions. Daniels and the Commanders will look to continue their hot streak against the Arizona Cardinals this weekend. Brophy Prep is ranked in the top 5 for 6A varsity football. The 1 and 2 seeds are the Basha Bears and the Liberty Lions. 8 of the top 10 6A teams in Arizona share a win-loss record of 7-1. Tomorrow across the valley, these teams will suit up and look to improve upon their already impressive seasons.
Coming up next, a pair of twins have been dominating the gridiron in Phoenix.
That's right, Brady. The Vanden Bosch brothers look to continue their football family legacy. Twin brothers Case and Bastion are leaving a lasting impact on Brophy Prep's football team. The Vanden Bosch twins look to replicate the success of their father as they pursue their football goals. In college football, the 1-3 Kansas Jayhawks are heading to Tempe, Arizona to take on the 3-1 Sun Devils on Saturday, October 5th.
Both teams are currently 0-1 in Big 12 conference play. Kansas will travel to Tempe, Arizona for the first time since 2008. This will be the first time that either team has faced off against one another, and both sides will be looking to improve their conference standings. Arizona State's rushing attack is led by running back Cam Scadaboo, who leads the NCAA in rushing attempts and has racked up 433 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. The Jayhawks face off against TCU this weekend, while the Sun Devils have a bye week.
The men's basketball game will be the second game in an ASU versus GCU doubleheader that features both the men's and women's teams. Last time the Sun Devils women's team faced GCU, they lost 59-66. Historically, the Sun Devils are 3-1 against GCU in women's basketball. Last night, the Suns faced off against the Kings for the second time this season. Even with Kings small forward DeMar DeRozan leaving the court early with an injury, the Suns were not able to come away with the win. The Phoenix Suns were very shorthanded last night, missing Durant, Beal, and Grayson Allen with injuries. Although the Suns were able to keep things close against the Kings, it was still not enough to get the win. Phoenix made just 13 of 43 shots behind the arc and gathered a season-high 19 offensive rebounds, but they could not find a way to beat the Kings for the second time this season. Suns head coach Mike Budenholzer was disappointed with the team's loss.
I mean, we had some stretches, but overall we weren't able to, get it done, obviously. But different guys got opportunities, and Josh Okogie obviously had a great night. And again, we had our moments, we had our good stretches, but we weren't able to sustain it for 48 minutes.
Petco has rededicated their policies for rabbits to an adoption-only stance.
Pressure from animal advocate groups compelled the company to change its position. Petco will no longer sell rabbits in its stores after complaints were made by animal advocate groups. Petco previously made commitments in 1994 and 2008 to cease all rabbit sales, but went against these commitments by offering less than 50 specific miniature rabbit breeds in select stores in the Southeast. After facing intense criticism from animal rights groups, the company has now pivoted to an adoption-only stance.
A former Suns employee has filed a lawsuit against the team seeking for damages for discrimination.
This comes nearly 2 months after they filed a discrimination complaint with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Ex-Suns employee Andrea Trishan has filed a lawsuit in the U.S. District Court in Phoenix against the Suns. Trishan served as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Manager for the Suns from September 2022 to July 2023. The lawsuit cites allegations of harassment, racial discrimination, and wrongful termination. Trishan is seeking unspecified damages to be determined at trial, but the Suns released a statement that says she is asking for $60 million.